Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi The Leo, and today we are doing another pick a card. And this pick a card is about basically whatever connection that you kind of have in mind right now. We're going to be looking at why this person entered your life. What was the purpose of them coming into your timeline? Why did you cross paths? What was it that you were learning? When we look at, soulmates and friendships and even karmic lessons and karmic partners, we're all, no matter how heavy or how minimal our relationship is with each other, we are all learning from each other, every single one of us. And I really wanted to look into, what were we learning from this connection that you're asking from? What was that purpose? What did I take from it? This was actually a request a while ago, and I usually schedule all of my videos, and that's why it's taken a while for me to get it up, because this was requested back in December. But I've been excited to do this one. I've been quite intrigued to do this one. It's not going to be an extremely long one unless Spirit want me to talk for ages. We never know with Spirit. But we're just going to be giving you guys some clarity. If you have like maybe an ex or something that you're kind of struggling to see the silver lining and why that situation happened, we're really going to be clamping down and looking at, why did this happen? What did we learn? What was the purpose of this? So instead of cards today, I have 4 crystals for you guys to choose from. I don't know why, I just felt drawn to use crystals today. So the first crystal for pile 1 is on the far left, and it is the yellow phantom quartz. The crystal for pile 2 is the amethyst geode. The crystal for pile 3 is the angelite, and the crystal for pile number 4 is the selenite tower. So do what you guys need to do to get in the zone. See which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps, as always, are going to be in the description box, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are currently going to be looking at what the purpose was of the connection that you are currently thinking about. So make sure you have your person in mind for the best effect, and I'm going to be tapping into your higher self to see what that contract with that person was. So Spirit, can you tap me into the higher selves of pile number 1? And let me know what the purpose was. Oh, we have the Wheel of Fortune just leap out like a frog. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Wheel of Fortune just jumped out. Spirit, can you tap me into pile number 1? What is the reason of this connection that they have in mind? Why did they meet this person? Okay, we had the 9 of Cups. There was a lot of highs with this person, I feel, pile 1. I feel like you maybe met them at a very transformational time in your life. There would have been a lot of shifts going on for you when you met them. We also have the 4 of Cups reversed. Yeah, there would have been a lot of there would have been a lot going on in your life, and this person, when they came in, I feel like they were kind of a source of happiness for you when they came in. Now, I don't know whether that means escapism. For some of you guys, it may be that, you kind of escaped through them while there was a lot going on for you. For others of you, I just feel like there was, you may have been feeling very low, or you may have been going through a lot of shifts, and this person brought you a lot of peace or a lot of happiness at that time. It's kind of feeling. What was the purpose of this connection, pile 1? What was the purpose? These cards are just like, if you could see the way these cards are jumping out, they're literally like leaping out like a frog would do out of a pond. Like, they're literally like jumping out. Because I keep mentioning frog, maybe a frog has some sort of significance. I don't know, guys, this is general, take it as it resonates, but I keep like referring to a frog, and I've never done that, so I don't know why I keep saying it. Pile 1, what was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? This feels like this connection's gone in and out, though. Like, I don't feel like this was like, okay, we're talking, or we're together, or we're best friends, or whatever this is, apply it to whatever situation, and it stayed like that. Like, I feel like this was very up and down. Pile one, what was the purpose of this connection? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. What was the purpose of this connection? We have the Five of Cups. I feel like it went there's a certain scenario playing out where there was maybe a relationship or a karmic situation, or maybe something that looked like it would end up as a relationship, or it could have been like a friendship or something like that, that I feel like at a time where you were feeling quite low, where you didn't really know yourself, you weren't very connected to yourself, it's almost like two people came in as each other's crutch. Like, that's how I'm kind of feeling. Take it as it resonates, but that's how I was feeling. Like, you both there's a lot of fantasy here. There's a lot of ungroundedness to this connection. There's a lot of wishful, I want to be with this person, or we can go and do all of these things. There's a lot of happiness being put in each other's cups, from you to them and them to you. Take it as it resonates, but that's how I feel. Like, there's a source of happiness from two people that need to heal. If that is kind of resonating, that's how I'm kind of feeling with this connection here. We have the Four of Pentacles. So maybe one of you was getting out of a relationship, or just going through something hard. This does feel like one of you is has a more healing presence than the other. One of you is more connected to the divine feminine. One of you is more spiritual than the other, is what I'm being told. What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? What I'm hearing though is you've outgrown this connection. Like, this person kind of stayed where they were, or they did grow a bit, but it's very slow and steady. Whereas I feel you yourself, you transcend a lot. I don't know whether you've gone through multiple spiritual awakenings, but there's this energy of you every time, like, do you know, like I said, this connection may have been on and off. Every time this connection went back on, you would ascended further, and then you descend further. And it was like every time that this person, because I feel like every time this person came to you, it was like you were a different person. You were always shifting. Whereas I don't feel like this person's more structured, a lot more structured. And I just feel like there was a lesson to be learned here. Let me just like tap it a little bit stronger. This Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. I'm just gonna go through it, and then you can just take what resonates from it. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Cups, I'm picking up this energy like two people that were going through a lot, had some wounds, and fell onto each other's path, and there was like an instant connection. You both really enjoyed speaking to each other, enjoyed spending time with each other. Like, there was a kind of like two flames, like, do you know what I mean? Just like two matches, just kind of, not two matches, two magnets. I keep being shown fire, so maybe you guys maybe fire signs, Leo, Sag, Aries, or they maybe as well. But there's this energy of magnetism when you first started to speak, and I feel like everything kind of rapidly evolved very quickly. Like, you know, you may, if this was a relationship or romantic partner, you wanted to be with them, and there was a lot of hype around it. There was a lot of happiness. There was a source of happiness between you two. But then with the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, like, it didn't come into fruition. This never came into fruition, probably, or the way you would have liked. There's this energy of it becoming stagnant with the Knight of Pentacles here as well. Because what I'm hearing is there was a lot of wounds that were kind of ignited within this connection. I feel like at the time that you met this person, you didn't know yourself very well. You were very you were still learning. I'm hearing insecurities. They're taking me to the solar plexus. You didn't have a lot of self-worth. You were looking outside of yourself for a means of love or validation. And this person is coming through as a mirror, because this person was doing the exact same. And I'm hearing this person was also trying to like fill voids at this time, because they were so I feel like you both were. There's a lot of mirroring here. This is two people that were very emotionally unavailable, but they really wanted love, but they were scared of vulnerability. That's what I'm kind of picking up here. And I feel like when you tried to get together, and I feel like there was more than one time, it just kept falling, because what you were trying to build at the time, you were not complete within yourself, and they were not complete within themselves. And there was a you were building this, trying to build this foundation of a relationship or a friendship or something, but there were so many insecurities underneath. When we try to build on insecurities, or we try and build on something that is not stable, it is always going to fall to the ground. You know what I mean? It's like building a house on sand. You know what I mean? The water's just going to come and wash it away. And that's what I'm really hearing. I'm actually hearing the Kehlani song Footsteps. So go listen to that, because I feel like this is they're telling me those lyrics, that type of song is kind of representing this connection. There's two people that try to build something, but there would always be like wrong timing, or floods or insecurities would wreck it, or wounds would be triggered, and then everything that was beginning to build, all these fantasies that they had that they wanted to build, the tide would come and wash it away. You know what? I'm going to put the link for the song in the description. I'm going to do a song for every one of you, because this is taking me to that Kehlani song. But they're saying that the tide would come and like wash it away, and then there would be nothing left. But then as you would evolve and grow, this person, you know, you'd fall back on each other's life, into each other's lives, and the same thing would happen, but from a higher perspective. Every time this person came back, there was an evolution between the two of you. But I feel like with you, you'd raise consciousness. Like, I feel like this person isn't spiritual. This person was just shifting, so they were taking baby steps, but you were taking giant elephant leaps. Like, you were literally like dying and coming back to life, in the sense of like the phoenix, you know what I mean? You were constantly elevating and raising your consciousness and getting higher and higher and higher. And it came to a point where I do feel, Pile One, you've outgrown this person. Even now, coming to this reading, like, you still care for them, and you still have, you know, love for them, and you still think, you know, what was the purpose of that connection? But you outgrew this person along the lines. And the thing is there's disappointment from the two of you. This isn't just one person that's like feeling disappointed. There is two people here that are extremely disappointed. There is two people here that keep asking themselves, like, why didn't that happen? Why didn't that fall through? Like, we were so perfect for each other, we could have had this, because this is how you made each other feel here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Cups. We were so perfect for each other, we could have had everything. Why did it keep falling through? But it was never being based off of a physical grounded connection. I feel like there was a sense of escapism within each other. There was definitely a sense of healing from them to you, in the sense that your presence healed them. You know what I mean? Especially every time they came back, it felt stronger. They fell more. I'm hearing every time that they came back, they fell more. They had deeper feelings, because you were embodying yourself more, giving out that healing energy, and they were being drawn to it more. So every time they would come back in this cycle, there was more of an attraction and a spark every time, is what I'm being told. But there was a lot of illusion. There was a lot of, you know, this person put you on a pedestal, you put this person on a pedestal. Like, I'm really hearing that you thought this person was the best thing in the world. This person thought you were the best thing in the world. But the problem here is, and this is when we'll get into it, you didn't see that in yourselves. You didn't see that you were the best thing in the world, and they didn't see that they were the best thing in the world. And because of that, you felt like you needed to validate yourselves on each other's approval and on each other's love. I feel like you were more open with your emotions, and I feel like it bigged this person's ego up, and that's what they, you know, they enjoyed it. You know, you gave them unconditional love, and it made them feel wanted and loved, and that was you, you know, healing them in a way. That was you giving them a sense of, I'm worthy, I'm good enough. But with you, I'm more sensing this maybe people pleasy energy, not in a negative way, but in just the sense of like, if this person decides that they want to be with me, and if this person chooses me, that means I'm worthy. And there was a subconscious energy within you that felt that from this person, and the two of you kept going round and round in circles, because you were feeding each other's wounds of not feeling good enough and not feeling loved. And the whole reason that this kept falling away was because when we step into a connection with a friend or a relationship or anyone, what we have to do is be full in ourselves and love ourselves and be comfortable with ourselves for that connection to happen, you know? And if we are not, in which I feel a lot of the times that you were stepping into this connection, there were wounds, same with this person, this connection could not get off the ground, because these two people did not love themselves. You understand what I mean? And that's why the water kept coming to wash it away, because there was an emotional unavailability between the two of you here with the Four of Pentacles. And I am hearing the word freedom. Somebody didn't want to give up their freedom. But I'm also hearing your person, the way that they held on and clutched and tried to run away from the connection was they didn't want to become vulnerable. This person is very logic based, very structured, and very grounded. So they did not want to maybe admit feelings for you too strongly. They didn't want to they were scared because I feel like you gave them a lot of love and you gave them a lot of attention and you were so given to them. They were scared that if they did that to you, you would pull that away. So it was like they held back a lot in this connection out of fear of vulnerability, because they knew if they were going to do that to you, you were doing that to them. There's this emotional availability that they weren't ready for a true connection, because they were trying to run after people that they had to work for, that they had to, basically the same wounds that you have. You had, maybe, I feel like a lot of you guys have healed it, but you had a wound of, you know, it came from childhood, I'm hearing, where it was like, okay, I have to I have to give a lot of love, and if that person decides that I'm worthy to be with, and if that person decides to choose me, that means that I'm worthy. So you put your worth in that other person. But the thing is that you too mirror this wound, because this person has this wound too. And I feel like this person has been in other relationships that have been with people that are quite emotionally manipulative, that have held their love back a little bit, and they've had to work for it. You know what I mean? So that inner child is like, well, I'm going to keep chasing these people, because then if they choose me, then that means that I'm worthy of the love. Whereas with you, you effortlessly gave your love to this person. You effortlessly gave it. And because of that, that frightened them, because that's pure love. You know what I mean? That's pure love. And they'd have to accept that they were worthy of it and be ready to receive. And they were not ready yet, so they kept running. Whereas with you, you were acting out the other side of it that is within them. Because like I said, you're mirroring each other, where you were, giving a lot of your love to this person. And I feel like you were holding up the majority of the weight in this connection. You know what I mean? A lot of healing. You cared about this person a lot, and you were putting a lot of effort into this connection. But in the sense of, if I keep giving my love to this person, then that means that I'm worthy. But every time this person came back, you ascended a little bit more. And the more you ascended, the more you started to realize that that light was in you. And you kept doing it, and you kept doing it. And every time this person ran away, and it hurt, I'm hearing, because I feel like this person left a lot. Every time this person ran away, every time this person pulled away, every time this person held their love from you, in the past, it would be a case of, oh my God, I'm not worthy. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? So that trigger had to keep going on. That trigger had to keep going on for you to finally realize, wait, my worthiness is not determined by this person. And if this person doesn't want to love me, that is okay, because I have love within myself. This person doesn't determine who I am and my worthiness and my love. And by realizing that, by building yourself up, loving yourself, and realizing that this person does not determine how lovable you are and how much you deserve love, that in itself was the lesson for you. Whereas this person, I do want to say this, and I will get a little bit deeper. This person, like I said, is a lot slower in learning these lessons than you. I do feel like this person is more a divine masculine. A lot of connections, there's always a divine masculine and a divine feminine, whether it's even a friendship or anything like that. I feel like this person that you're talking about and asking about is a divine masculine. This person's more logic based. This person's more grounded based. They do not look at things the way that you do, in the sense that you transmute this energy and rise and learn the lesson. They don't do it that way. And I do feel the person that you're asking about, if it's a relationship, they are filling a void with somebody else right now. Take it as it resonates. And if they're not filling a void with somebody else, if they're not with somebody else, then they are filling a void with work. They are filling a void with substances. They are filling a void with, just meaningless things like watching TV and just blocking it out. They're filling that void with that, because they don't know how to look within. And they are slowly realizing it, but it's I'm really being shown they are the snail, whereas you are catapulting like a cheetah, growing and growing, and I'm just seeing this rose growing and growing. But the thing is that this person's gonna reach a point where they're gonna feel. I'm not gonna lie, if this person's in a relationship that you're asking about, this person's going to get hurt in the relationship, because they're learning the same wounds that you are. The same way you would have been hurt by this situation, this person's going to be hurt by that relationship. And I don't know whether that particular time is the time where they're actually going to learn, hang on, I need to give to myself, or whether they're just going to continue the cycle. It all depends on them, and energy can change. They have free will. But either way, there's going to come a time, and I feel like you're already edging this time, pile number one, where you're stepping out of this connection and you're like, you know what? You had a lot of chances to grow with me. I was very patient, and you didn't, you know, you still chose your fears before me. And even though that's okay, you have your free will, you still disrespected me in the process, and I know what I deserve now. So I feel like even since, maybe this person's come back with crumbs to give you, like trying to give you crumbs, but you're not accepting crumbs anymore. Because the thing is that when we're giving and giving and giving and overcompensating in a relationship, and we're not giving boundaries, and we're happy to give the 90% while the other person gives the 10%, yes, it's okay to wait for somebody to finally grow, but at the same time, we are in ourselves enabling the other person to continue acting the way that they are, because they know that there is no responsibility to their actions, and they can keep giving crumbs while you were giving the whole pie. And that's what I'm hearing, like you're learning that. You've learned through this connection, you've learned to put boundaries in. You've learned to fall for actions and not words. You've learned to know your worth, put it on the table, and if somebody doesn't match up to that, step away. That's what you've learned from this connection, and that's what you will learn in. But what I'm hearing is your person that you're asking about, that lesson has not necessarily been learned yet, and it learns for a lot of you guys when they see you flourishing on your own. That's what I'm hearing, because there's going to come a time where this person comes back to knock on your door, but they're still going to offer crumbs, and you are just not going to be interested. And I'm hearing it kept going like a spiral. The first time you overcompensated, the second time you might have overcompensated, the third time you started having a bit of discernment, the fourth time you started, you know, asking for a bit of your worth, the fifth time you started to put in boundaries. Like it doesn't have to be that many times, but I'm just being shown a spiral where every time that this person came back on your path, you had ascended, you had grown. And either the next time, or it's already happened, that they step towards you, they're going to try and offer you the same crumbs that they'd offered you before, because they are too scared to be vulnerable. And they're going to want your love and your ego boost and your healing by paying in pennies. And you're going to go, no, I'm sorry, my rates are up. I'm not doing this anymore. You give me what I deserve, or step away. And this person isn't going to know what to do. And I feel like there's going to come a point where you're either completely done with this situation or you've moved on. And this is when this person learns their lesson, because this person sees how you have loved yourself, how you have grown, and how you have shifted. And I feel that inspires an action within them to heal themselves. That's what I'm hearing. So take that as it resonates. For some of you guys, in the future, once this person has transcended, if you really do want to be with this person, once this person has transcended and you are transcended to a point where you both genuinely love yourselves first and foremost, there may be a timeline where you two can reconnect, whether it's as a friend, whether it's as a romantic partner, or whether it's just as, you know, two civil people, you know, forgiving each other or whatever. But I do feel this isn't anytime soon. And for some of you guys, I just feel like you're done with the connection and moving on and finding somebody that is on your level, is what I'm being told. Now we have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. I feel like when this connection fell down, the two of you would blame each other. This was this person's fault, this was that person's fault, but you were both learning lessons from each other. And I feel like what was always playing out was mirrored wounds. There were wounds that you needed to heal, and there was wounds that they needed to heal. There was no, I do feel like the divine masculine more so was a lot more flippant and a lot more at fault in their actions. But I feel like there's a sense of looking within to see that, you know, I accept responsibility for what I did too, you know, because I feel like that's part of a healing process, or being self-aware of your own healing and what you needed to integrate, which I feel you're already doing, you know. Okay, I know that I wasn't really ready for a relationship and I just wanted love before loving myself. I hold my hands up to that. Or I was enabling this person's actions, hoping they would change far too long, and I hold my hands up to that. There's a lot of blame being put on each other, but it's like, looking within to see why these are being mirrored out and acting out is what is causing this connection to transform, because there's been a lot of transforming within this connection between the two of you, and this will continue to happen. This was supposed to happen. I'm almost hearing the term wound mates. You had a lot of wounds within, you know, within yourselves, and that is what they kept being triggered and being played out. One of you had abandonment issues, so the other person kept abandoning. These triggers kept being played out until you got the answer. It was a karmic cycle round and round, these wounds, and that's why you were wound mates, you know. And I have love you. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. You're learning to forgive, and you're learning to see that love within you. Only you can define you. Only you can give yourself that unconditional love. You don't have to overcompensate. You know what I mean? And adversity, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. This was a challenging connection, for sure. And I feel like that is why you, this is why it sung so hard. There was so much karmic lessons to be unveiled here. But I want to say, if you're in no contact with this person right now, they do feel guilty. They do feel guilty about something that they've done. I want to say that there's something that one of them would have done that they feel guilty about. I don't know whether there was a lie that was told or there was some sort of manipulative behavior, but there's a lot of guilt from your person, I feel. I feel like there may have been like a big argument as well. Pile number 1, can you show me anything else about this connection that I can tap into, please, Spirit? What is this? Yeah, we have wealthy man. I feel like your person is very focused on the material, very focused on what they can earn, and I feel like the same way that they put their self-worth in romantic connections and how they're being treated, they also put their self-worth in what they own, what they can attire, and what they can show off to other people. This person's very for how do I look to other people? How does this look good to other people? Very like that. They really care what other people think, whereas I feel you're more for the soul. Yeah, this person's definitely divine masculine, because we have main male here as well. We have 2 male energies. So the both of you could be like males in this connection, or this person's just very strongly a divine masculine energy, something like that. Or they're very, you know, when we look at masculine energy that's very grounded, very driven, this person's very success orientated. They want to give off this energy of success. And we also have expectations. So I do feel, let me move these up because I'll pull a few more. I do feel with the expectation card, there was a lot of expectations that you put on each other to help heal wounds or help. I feel like you put your happiness on each other a lot, and that had to be taken off, because the only person that could bring happiness was yourselves to yourselves, literally. But there was a lot of expectation, a lot of dreaming in this connection of where it could go. But there was 2 people that were a bit too scared to be vulnerable, or at least one person was too scared to be vulnerable, and then one, yeah, imprisonment. You couldn't step out of your comfort zone, either of you, to make something happen, because one of you was being triggered by fears and the other one couldn't let their guard down. There's a lot of karmic wounds that needed to be worked on and healed before this connection happened. We also have false person. I do feel like this person wears a mask, pile 1, I have to be honest with you, but it's a mask to other people. It's like this energy of they try to act very successful, they try to act like they have everything together, they don't want to take off that mask, and that's where this imprisonment card comes from, with the 4 of Pentacles there as well. It's like this person was stepping towards you, not acting the way that they really are. And I don't mean that they were lying to you, I just mean that they feel the need to act a certain way to impress others, and I feel like they did that with you too. They wanted to be put on a pedestal the way that they put you on a pedestal, and I do feel like you did, but not for the reasons that they tried to make you want to put them on a pedestal. They thought that what would make you happy and make you feel, you know, connected to them in a way was like, oh, I have all this money, I'm successful, I have this, I have that, and like that's divine masculine. Whereas you weren't looking at them like that. You cared for their heart, you cared for their soul, you cared for their emotions, you know what I mean? You didn't care for that, and they feel like they got that all wrong there, you know what I mean? But at the same time, that's what they loved about you. Yeah, we have concern. This person, was very worried about themselves and how they would get hurt and what would happen if the connection went south, and etc, etc. And I just feel like that was what jeopardized as well. There was too much discernment from one and not enough discernment from the other in this connection. And we also have judication. And that's making me feel like when it comes into the expectation card, there was so much expectation, there was so much dreaming that there would always come a time in this connection where that judgment day would come in this connection where let's see if this works, and it would always go through this tower moment instead. That judgment day would always happen with this connection because, like I said, it wasn't being built off of a solid ground. There was too many wounds to hold a solid house up. Pile one last card. What can we tell them about this connection? What can we tell them about this connection? Oh goodness. Yeah, we have great fortune. You two, especially you, you're on an inner journey in this lifetime. And I feel like you had so much wounds to release, especially in regards to love. And I do feel like this person's got to learn a lot in love as well. I feel like this person goes in and out of relationships a lot, actually. I don't feel like you go in and out of relationships a lot. I feel like you're very, it takes you a while to open up. That's why this hit you quite hard. But you and this person have had to heal a lot of karmic wounds in regards to love to be ready for a soulmate. And I feel like you're very much like on your way, butterflying. And are they butterflies? No, they're flowers. But I just feel like you're going to reach a lot of abundance because you heal these wounds, pal one. And I do feel like this person will too. I just feel like it's going to take a little while longer than you. I feel like you have a very destined soulmate. Maybe it is this person later on down the line, but I do feel there's a separate energy coming in as a soulmate for you that is more on par with who you are. And I feel like you walking away, are you learning who you are and your self-love and utilizing your solar plexus and coming into your own. That is what's not just going to bring great fortune in love, but great fortune in so much. I feel like what blocked a lot of your blessings was the ability to not believe that you were worthy of receiving. But I feel like through this connection, you have learned to believe that you are worthy, and that is bringing in a lot of great fortune that isn't just in love, but in all areas of your life. And that's what you're stepping into. And it's funny, you picked the yellow phantom quartz. The yellow phantom quartz, you guys. I actually bought this. There's a little story as to why I bought this. I didn't mean to buy this crystal, and I actually didn't know its properties. And I was going through a self-love shift at the time, and I meant to buy citrine, but there was no citrine in stock, and this stuck out. I never looked at the properties because I just saw that I was drawn to it, and I thought that meant I needed it. And I slept with it by my bed as I was going through self-love, like a self-love healing process, right? I had a connection that was kind of like this in the way that I put a lot of my insecurities on them and I was letting go of it. And one day I was sitting in bed and I was doing releasing and I was healing and I was holding this crystal, and I thought to myself, hang on, why am I holding this crystal? And yes, okay, this crystal is for the solar plexus, which I feel like is what you were utilizing through this connection. But when I actually looked at the properties for yellow phantom quartz, it's helping heal shifts that are going on in your life, helping with shifts that are going on. And you've shifted so much through this connection, pile one. This was a very, very vital connection where you learned that your love comes from within. And that was the purpose of this connection. Why this is why this person fell onto your timeline. And I feel like they are learning this through you too, you know? But I don't feel like, even if you're not speaking, that there's bad blood from your person to you. If anything, there's guilt. This person will always, I feel like you're always going to be to this person the one that got away. That's what I'm hearing. But I do feel like you're moving onwards and upwards for the better. So that is all I have for you, pal number one. I hope this brought you clarity on the connection. Hit the thumbs up if it resonated. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So if you pick this beautiful amethystio, then this is your reading. So today we are going to be looking at whatever connection you have in mind. We are going to be looking at the purpose. What is it that you learned? What is it that you gain from one another? That's what we're really looking at today. So I'm going to be tapping into your higher self to see basically what the basis of this connection was. So Spirit, can you tap me in to the higher selves of pile 2 and show me what was the point of the connection that they are currently asking about? What was the purpose? Why did they meet? Why did pile number 2 meet that person? What was the purpose of this meeting? Okay, so we have the Tower card coming out hot and heavy to begin your reading. Pile number 2. Okay, we have the World in reverse. There's something karmic coming through here very strongly. Like before I even get into it, we have the Wheel of Fortune as well. A lot of major arcana. This was very significant, pile 2, for your soul's growth. Very significant. I don't even feel like it was the best time either, or at least there was a lot of wounds that were triggered through the situation. Pile 2, what was the purpose of, oh goodness, too many cards fell out. What was the purpose of this connection between them and their person? What was the purpose? We have the 5 of Cups. What was the purpose of pile number 2? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. I feel like you truly had love for somebody. You truly had love for somebody, and I'm going to get deeper. Let me just pull the rest of the cards because there's messages coming through but they're very faint and I want to get stronger. Pile 2, what was the purpose of this connection? I don't know whether some of you guys have like an orange aura, or somebody has an orange aura. You work through your sacral chakra, because I don't know, or maybe there's like a spirit guide and when they show themselves to you they have an orange aura, because I keep seeing this orange light in front of me. I don't know why. It wasn't there when I was doing pile 1. I know it's here. Maybe it's just a spirit guide. So if you see orange lights, it may be your spirit guide that's come to check in. Pile number 2, what was the purpose of this connection? 3 of Wands at the back. No, not 3 of Wands at the back of the deck. 3 of Wands next, 6 of Swords at the back of the deck. Okay. Yeah, I feel like very strongly there's a lot of karma tied to this connection. I feel like there was a lot of... Okay. You've had a past life with whoever you're inquiring about. You have. You've had a past life with this person. And whatever happened in your past life, something wasn't healed. Something wasn't cleared. I'm hearing the word volatile. I don't know why I'm hearing volatile. Take it as it resonates. This is a general reading, so I don't know whether it was a very volatile past life, or whether it was in this life, the relationship or situation or friendship or whatever it was between you and this person, it wasn't very calm or peaceful. Or maybe it just struck a lot of healing within you that felt very volatile. Take it as it resonates. But there was something that wasn't healed, wasn't worked through, wasn't cleared. And this person came in this lifetime, you both linked up in this lifetime to clear that karma. And before you met this person, there's something about your heart chakra or something within you that was very closed off. I don't know whether you were scared to be vulnerable, or scared to open up, or scared to be yourself, or scared to be heard. But this person came in and I feel like they acted out a lot of your fears. A lot of fears that you had maybe from childhood, but more importantly, fears that you had from a past life. Maybe you had abandonment issues. Maybe this person left you in a past life. Something like that. There was abandonment issues or fear of something happening, and there was... the way that I'm feeling it, and it was I keep being taken to a past life where something would have ended very badly. Very badly. Either a relationship ended very badly, or you were in the thick of healing when you would have passed in your past life, or there would have just been you know, something very strong. And I feel like you didn't forgive somebody in a past life, or you didn't learn to let go or love yourself in a past life, and it followed into this life. And with the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups here, it's like, in this life, when you stepped towards each other, there was an instant connection, there was an instant love, there was an instant I want to be with this person, or I want to be around this person, I love this person's great. But it was so intense because it was this open wound from a past life, and I'm hearing it fell through all the same. It reacted, the relationship acted out the same way it did in a past life. Because I don't feel like your soul was very happy with how it ended, because you didn't learn the lesson that was needed, and you were learning it in this life. And I feel like you really wanted a future, you wanted this person to stay in your life, but it never ended up happening this way. I'm actually hearing the Jessie Reyez song Sugar at Night. And I've actually added a song for every single pile, basically. I did it for pile 1, I said I'd do it for the rest. And I'm feeling with this one, the song that's coming through is Sugar at Night, Jessie Reyez. It's not the most lovey-dovey song, it's actually a song where you want somebody to change so badly, but they're just not letting up. And I feel like this person had a lot of demons and a lot of darkness, but you see the light, and you wanted to heal them, and you wanted to help them, and you wanted to give to them, and you really believed that you could reach this Ace of Cups. You really, really believed you could have, because you were like adored them. And I don't feel like this person was the most messed up like person. I don't feel that. They have a lot of triggers too, a lot of wounds too. And with the Two of Pentacles here, I feel like this was a very imbalanced relationship. This does feel, and I gotta be honest with you, if this doesn't sound like your connection, this just wasn't your pile. This is a very specific message coming through for pile 2. But I'm hearing that this was probably an empath narcissist relationship, and this really assisted your soul's growth, because you had such a beauty of love and naivety that you put out there, but you needed to learn discernment to ground and protect yourself as you step forward and utilize that energy within you. And this connection helped you do that, because this connection was very imbalanced. I don't feel like this was I'm hearing codependency. This wasn't a very healthy situation I'm feeling. But what it did do was bring you closer to your soul's growth and your spiritual growth. And the minute you chose to surrender and let go, and I'm hearing it took a while, you grew. You grew. But this person's going around in a spiral though. This person isn't learning, but you're learning that to heal somebody, we can't actually heal another person. We can only heal ourselves, hold the light, and hope they'll do the same. But if they aren't going to do it, that's their free will. We got to leave them be, because you've got a mission, pile 2. I want to say that with the Amethyst Geode here, you've got a mission. You're here to heal, help, and be a light. You're a light worker. And you've drawn in a lot of broken birds, and I feel like this was probably the main broken bird, or the first broken bird, or the one person that really stuck a thorn in, that had your heart seeping out in this energy to want to heal everybody. You know, this really triggered that within you. Maybe you had a parent that you felt that you wanted to heal, but you couldn't, and then it manifested in this connection. And what you were learning is to bring that balance in, because you had a lot to heal, and you realized that. And with the Two of Cups and the Three of Wands, you really hoped that this connection could become something. You really wanted this connection to become something. You really wanted that Ace of Cups with this person. But you had such an idealized vision of what this person was, because you only saw the light, that you saw them as this Two of Cups, when really it was a Two of Pentacles situation. You held up their weight in the connection. You hoped that they would change. And you waited for that. But I feel like as you waited, you grew and evolved. Or you're doing that now. And you're releasing all of these baggages. And it's funny, because the next card we have, Spirit said, look at the card behind. As I was doing that, so I like went like that to look, and it's this damn Empress. You, through this connection, became the Empress. You, through this connection, realized, through this healing of the Six of Swords and stepping away and healing and releasing, you realized that the abundance, the love, the healing is all with you. You stepped into your own because of this. No matter how dark it was, you stepped into the darkness and you healed these wounds to become the empress that you are now. This was a very, very vital connection, and I feel like it came very early on. Maybe it was one of your first relationships. Maybe it came quite young. Maybe you're asking about a family member. But I just see somebody phoenixing into this golden massive, I'm seeing a dove. Maybe a dove is significant to you. I was gonna say like a big golden egg like hatching to like thing, but I just saw this dove fly, but it was like a golden dove, and I just feel like you're very divinely protected from spirit, like by spirit. And I feel like this connection could have got worse, but your ancestors and your spirit guides looked after you. It hit the nail on the head. This connection feels very short-lived as well. It hit the nail on the head and then it dipped. You learned so much about yourself through that period. And you released and you moved on. And I don't know whether you're at this point now or whether you're still going through it, but there's going to be a point, maybe you're at it now, where you're so content with where you're at and you understand and you don't even dislike this person anymore. You just send them love and you move on, because you know you can't fix anybody. You're not here to go around fixing broken birds that are not reciprocating your energy, because you believe that this person was going to do that. This person was, and this person wasn't, because this person didn't have it in them. And you learned to have discernment and look at things in a very critical way, in that very Virgo energy. Maybe you have South Node Pisces, North Node Virgo, or maybe you have Cancer, South Node, Capricorn, North Node, but I'm just seeing this energy that you're learning to discern. Your soul hasn't had, I'm hearing this, your soul hasn't had a lot of lifetimes in the Western world, in the 3D world that it is today. Your soul has been racking up knowledge. You've had a lot of lives where you were in tribes, or in, you were monks, you were priests, you were astrologers, you were out of the Western world. The whole time, the time that you were on earth, like, you've been garnering spiritual knowledge. And I feel like this is one of your first lives where you have been taking that knowledge, taking that channeling from spirit that you did in other lives, taking all of that and bringing it into the physical world. So with that being said, because you're a very light being, you're from very angelic realms where you really, you're in the real, like, higher realms, literally. You're really strong starseeds. I'm hearing Andromedan starseeds, Arcturian starseeds, Lyran Starseeds. That being said, you naturally live at this celestial energy that is just love. So you came to this life ready to just give out your love and give out your light. But in the physical world, in the 3D, there's a lot of darkness. And if you were just going to give as you stepped into this world, without protection, without discernment, it could have got messy. So this connection came in for you to see that there is darkness out there and you need to discern, and you can't keep giving, otherwise you would have been drained, because you're a light worker. You're here to bring these high vibrations into the physical, but a lot of your life path, a lot of your soul purpose in this life is solidifying a more grounded approach to be that channel for spirit and bring that light and bring your beautiful heart out there. But you cannot give to, a ton of people when you're giving most of your energy to this person and they're not giving it back and reciprocating it. So they're getting all your healing and draining you and dimming your light. So what wisdom do you have left to give others? What healing do you have left to give others? You don't. You don't. You're being drained. Somebody isn't holding up their end of the bargain. Whereas when you ground yourself and you put that energy into you, you then are filling up your own cup so that you can give your words of wisdom and your love and your voice out to other people, and they can be inspired and do it, do that themselves. That's what you're here to do. But you're such a high celestial being. When you came in, all these other lives that you had on earth, they weren't in the 3D. They were in the 3D, but they weren't in the physical world like it is now, the material world. The way people use each other for wounds and bigging up the egos or whatever. The ego, like, that to you, it's almost like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. So through this person, you understood the ways in which you had to be to ground yourself, to understand this part of the world, so that you can put yourself out there and bring your love and your light through the crown chakra, in which you're used to living in, into the physical. A lot of sometimes you guys have a hard time grounding, and because you see the light in people as well, you're not looking at them because of their physicality, and you're not looking at them because, you know, okay, this person's got an addiction to this, or this person's, you know, very negative. You don't even look like that. You're like, you literally just naturally see the higher realm of them. Like, wow, that person has wounds, but like beneath that, look at their soul, and you see their soul, and you see their potential, and you see their love. And the thing is when we do that, that's a very high vibrational way to look at it. But when we're in the 3D, when we're in the material world, it's like, okay, I see the light in them, but they're disrespecting me, and they're hurting me, and they're draining my light. Hang on a minute, I need to start looking at this from a different lens, to look at this lens from a more grounded perspective. That's what this taught you. That is what this taught you, and you learned to let go. Send that love, but keep it pushing, and look forward to what else was on the horizon and move on. That's what you were learning. This person's learnt a lot from you too, though. It's funny, this person doesn't look at you in a negative light at all. And beyond this person's very negative side of them, because they do have a very shadow-driven side, a very ego-driven side, there's a lot of pain coming from this person. But they look at you as a light, and I want you to know that. They do look at your social media as well, and they remember you as a light. They remember you as a very gentle, loving soul, and they do appreciate that, but they don't sit in that vibration, so they can't really comprehend it all too much. We have surrender. I can release my need to control. Yeah, you had to surrender in this connection. You had to let go. You have to surrender to wounds and releases and, yeah, discipline. A lot of your early life was you learning to discipline yourself and ground yourself into the physical reality, because you just like to live in fantasy and somewhere that isn't reality, because reality is so dense. But I feel like that's where you gained a lot of your knowledge. Look how all these cards are purple. You're very crown chakra orientated. It has not shocked me you chose that. But you've been learning to really ground yourself and be aware, like, okay, I'm on Gaia for as long as I'm here. I'm on Mother Earth for as long as I'm here. I need to build here now and create my heaven on earth. This earth isn't heaven. This earth isn't, this angelic high realm. But that's okay, because I can bring that here. And you're one of the many light workers that are here to do that. To help humanity transcend. You've got a very big soul mission. Oh my God. And the next card, forgiveness. You've had to learn to forgive yourself and this person. You've had to learn to forgive yourself and this person. I feel like you naturally forgave them anyway though, but it's yourself you had to learn to forgive. You come down very hard on yourself. But that's a beautiful thing. You wanted to fix somebody. You wanted to heal. You had to learn discernment, of course, but when you look at the beauty of that heart, your heart is ever going to, it replenishes itself no matter what it goes through. You have a very, very needed energy in this time, pile 2. I do want to tell you that. Pile number 2, what was the purpose of this connection? Can you tell me some more? Toil and labor. We have toil and labor, and it's clarified by despair. Yeah, you had to work so hard at this connection. Like, you had to really, this was a lot. There was a lot of karmic wounds. Without even knowing it, you were working in this connection because you were doing so much of the energetic healing. You wanted to heal, you wanted to fix this person, and all it caused was despair. All it caused was a loss for you, but it wasn't really a loss, because when we look at 3 and 2, what does it add up to? 5. Change, shifting, you were learning, and 8 and 3 adds up to 11. Spirituality, connecting to the divine. 11 and 5, you were shifting, you were learning spiritual growth. Yeah, it felt like a loss, and it damn killed you at the time because your love runs so deep. But yeah, look, poverty again, and again it adds up to 11. Through this loss, you had to surrender to get closer to the divine and learn that you could not heal this person. They can only do it to themselves. was a lesson you were learning. Yeah, imprisonment. You stayed around in this connection to help them, but all it did was box you in. And it was when you chose to surrender, which was brought you closer to source. This came very early on in your life, I'm sure. And then you realised, once you shifted and you connected to source and you understood what this connection was about, you realised that it was a gift. And I know that may sound a little bit weird. If you don't like the sound of that it was a gift, look at it from a higher perspective. You know, maybe meditate, ground, come back, and then look at it as a high perspective. Because when we look at a connection, like I've had a connection like this, I've had a very abusive kind of connection, but when I look at it, it taught me so much. I see a lot of myself in you, pile 2. And when I look at it, it was a gift because it brought me closer to myself. It opened my heart chakra. It opened my eyes to so much, and it gave me so much wisdom, and that wisdom was a gift. And now I can teach people, pretty much like I'm doing now through this reading, what to do when they fall into situations like that, what it meant. And you're going to be doing the same. It was a gift. Pile 2. What was the purpose of this connection? Yeah, pathway. It opened doors. You looked within, and it took you on that journey to your soul, to ascend. It was a pathway to your ascension. This connection was a pathway to your ascension. Wow. This is power. I told you it was powerful. I felt the beginning that I started, I was like, this was significant. Like, I could feel it. The minute I started this. Yeah, great fortune. You're going to do a lot with your lives as well, pile 2. You're going to really help people. You're going to really heal people. You're going to really teach people how to transmute this energy from darkness to light as well. See with the butterflies here? You're really going to do that. What's the greatest fortune on earth? Being connected to your soul. Finding your soul. Finding enlightenment. That's the greatest fortune. Not Range Rovers. Not Birkin bags. Your soul. The soul is the only thing that we have. You know what I mean? We're chasing all these materials, but it's the soul. And I feel like you're very, very, very in touch and becoming even closer to the divine every time that you step one foot forward. It's a continuous thing with you. You've been channels for spirit in other lives, for sure. Pile 2, what was the purpose of this connection? We have concern. Yeah, you're learning. You know what I'm picking up from this card though? 3 and 3 adds up to 6. And when I think of 33, I think of the soul urge 33, and life path 33, the 33 master number. And when we look at the master number 33, 2 lots of 3 add up to 6, and that is the heart. And I feel like you have such a concern for the world, animals, Gaia, children, the youth, the light. And I feel like you're really going to go into some sort of work where you help the innocent in some way, or help transmute people from their darkness to light, or help people stay connected to their heart and transcend experiences like you've gone through with this connection. This has literally turned you from a child to an adult, from a baby cub to a lion, you know? That's what I'm feeling from this connection. You've really grown through this. And I just see somebody like skipping through a meadow free of limitations. Even 10 years from now, you'll be reaping the benefits of this connection. Even if it was probably one of the worst times of your life. I know when I went through a connection like this, it was one of the worst times of my life. But even when I look at it, I'm still reaping the benefits now, you know? And you're doing it too. Like, you're going to be doing it too. 10 years from now, you're going to be like, wow, that really taught me a lot. Wow, that was the catalyst. Every cloud is a silver lining. Somebody's spirit guide's like right in front of me right now, like elderly lady, and she literally goes, every cloud is a silver lining. And she's showing me to signify who she is, some sort of checked or it's like a pale yellow or browny blanket. I don't know whose blanket that is, whether it was theirs or yours, whether it was in your cot as a baby. Like, there's just a kind of checked or There's squares on it of some sort. It's like a yellow blanket. She's showing me that. I don't know why. But she says every cloud has a silver lining. So that is all I have for you, pile 2. I hope I was able to bring some clarity. That was a really beautiful reading, so thank you for letting me read on your energy. I'm sending you guys lots of love. Hit the thumbs up if this resonated, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So if you chose the beautiful Angelite, oh that matches my nails, this is your reading. So we are going to be taking a look at what the purpose was for the connection that you are inquiring about. So we're just going to be seeing what you would have learned from each other and what was the purpose of the connection. So remember, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates. So Spirit, please can you tap me into the higher selves of pile number 3? What was the purpose of the connection that they are inquiring about? Pile number 3, what was the purpose of the connection that they... Oh my god, this card has cropped up everywhere. We have the Tower. This is cropped up in every reading. Also, let me just say as well, I'm going to be adding a song for each pile. I haven't channeled the song yet. It's going to come through the reading. I did it for the first 2 piles. So whatever song comes through to represent what this relationship was like, I'm going to be putting it in below the timestamp. So go listen to that when you're done if you're interested. Because Spirit wanted to do that today. Don't know why. So yeah, you guys have the Tower, and that Tower card's come out in every reading. Pile 3, what was the purpose of this connection? Pile 3, what was the purpose of this connection? Okay, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is in reverse. What was the purpose of this connection? Pile 3. What was the purpose of the connection with pile 3 and their person? We have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Magician. What was the purpose? King of Wands. Spirit, tap me into the higher selves of pile 3. What was the purpose of their connection with their person? We have the Knight of Swords. What was the purpose? We have the Ten of Swords. What was the purpose of this connection? Okay, we have the Devil. Okay, and we have the Three of Wands at the back of the deck. So I feel like this was a very transformational relationship. They've all been very transformational, but this is like you definitely mirrored each other, pile 3. You definitely mirrored each other. It's not too much coming through as karmic. I'll let you know if I see it very strong as a karmic relationship in a minute, but it's not coming through too strongly at the moment. Now, with the Tower and the Hermit reversed, I feel like there's an energy of not listening to your intuition with this connection, or not being able to see the whole truth of this connection, or it just... I'm going to be honest, when I tap into this energy, I feel very muddled. Like, my mind feels very... I can't get my feet on the ground. Like, I can't quite make sense of anything. There's a lot of confusion in this connection, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to grab a grounding crystal now, because that's what I'm literally feeling. Like, I can't quite get my feet on the ground with this. Okay. Alright, so with the Page of Pentacles and the Magician as well, I do feel there was a lot of... this feels like a whirlwind, man. I feel like you put this person on a pedestal, this person had you on a pedestal. But what I'm hearing is this was a connection that wasn't... When we look at a relationship, we get into a relationship that lasts out of pure-hearted love, that is like soul love, that's, you know, free from limitations. We love that person's soul. And a lot of the time when we look at relationships these days, people are getting in relationships out of trauma. You know, they have trauma, there's wounds being triggered, there's, you know, shadow selves coming together to, you know, help each other heal. There's you know, people are wanting to be in relationships because they don't want to be alone. And in this connection, I feel like there was two people that were quite wounded when they met. That's how it feels. Like when you met this person, you would have been quite wounded, them too. And there's a lot of intensity that came in here. A lot of intensity that came. This connection was very rushed. This connection, there was not a lot of planning in this connection. I don't know whether you like met each other and got with each other, or whether there was just a lot of intensity. I'm having trouble being able to think that I've had to grab my crystals. Like, there wasn't a lot of thought put into this. It was very rapid, very I want to be with you, but it was like there was nothing grounded here. There was just two people. Like, I just feel like you know, like when the wind like knocks a ball out of your hand and the ball goes flying, like that's how I feel with this energy. Like, this just wasn't very much grounded, but it was, I'm not denying that it was very intense. I'm seeing two people sat in a car talking or something like that. I'm being shown that, so take that as it resonates. But I'm just, there's a lot of whirlwind fantasy, you know, deep like intensity, but then it like, I feel like I'm hearing a song now. I'm actually getting a song. They keep taking me to the weekend, but they're not giving me a song necessarily as much. Okay, I'm hearing the weekend, Blinding Lights. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but that'll be our song, because that's the song that's coming through. The weekend, Blinding Lights. This feels like a rush, and then it burns out. A rush, and then it ends. It all comes tumbling down. There wasn't a lot of deep soul sharing here. It was triggers and wounds, and I can't even put my finger on this pile 3. It's really hard, and I want to get deeper, so I'm going to pull some more cards, because this is really hard to kind of ground. Like, whatever happened, I feel like it ended very abruptly, and there's a lot of wounds from the two of you. Abandonment wounds, karmic baggage, I just heard. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of despair when this may have ended. Somebody got very hurt. I feel like it was you that was really hurt. There's an energy of playing with fire here. Very intense. If this isn't for you and this doesn't sound like your connection, literally, guys, just like pick another pile, because it may not be for you. But I just, what was going on? What was the purpose here? Because I want a purpose and they're not really giving me a purpose. Spirit, what was the purpose? They're saying I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the purpose, but I don't. Okay. Right, yeah, okay. You had a lot of wounds. You had abandonment wounds. I'm hearing you had a lot of, I don't know whether you got out of a relationship and then met this person. There's something about filling voids. I have to be completely like clean cut and dry here. There's filling voids. There's, I don't want to be alone, or I want this intensity and I want this. And there's a lot of 8th house here. A lot of 8th house here. Maybe you have Neptune in the 8th house or something like that, but there's just a lot of that. Maybe you have Neptune in the 5th as well, maybe your 7th, but I just feel like there was this delusion of what this relationship was, and then it crashed and burned. Somebody hurt you very bad, but I'm hearing it was a lesson. There was a lot of recklessness in this connection, I feel. I've never picked up on a relationship like this before, ever. I've never done a reading. 4 of Cups. Like, I want to see what comes after this. Like, what was the lesson? Yeah, okay, I get it now. I get it. I understand. Okay, this was very, boom, in your face, very intense, a lot of lust, a lot of recklessness, a lot of intensity. You wanted to be with each other, like it was just like, oh my god, I want to be with you. But this was kind of codependent. I'm not going to say kind of, this feels very codependent. And I feel like there was two people filling voids, but not even realizing that they were filling voids. One person was filling a void because they didn't want to be alone. The other person was filling a void of just numbness. Either way, whichever one of you that was, this was founded off of like very codependent, restricted energy. And I feel like you, especially, you saw... This is reminding me of like Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, to be honest with you. Like, that's what it's reminding me of. Now they're playing me another song, and I feel like this is more suited, so I'm going to add this particular song because this is more suited. They're now playing me Ariana Grande, Bad Idea. Take it as it resonates. But I feel like because it was quite reckless, it ended up burning into the ground in some sort of way. Maybe there was an explosive ending. Maybe there was... God, this is like a blockbuster. Maybe there was like something that really hurt you, a big, you know, argument. Or maybe you just realised, oh my God, but whatever happened... There was an illusion that was literally shattered that caused this tower moment. And this person who you may have deemed as this knight in shining armour, this amazing person, you kind of realised what they were. And I feel like that in itself, you were kind of like, this caused a reflection within you, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing with this person? Why did I go through this situation? Like, why? This brought up a lot of triggers as well for you to heal and kind of like get real in a way. I have to be honest with you. This was a very... I feel like you weren't listening to your intuition, and I feel like this connection came in to put you back on track. Whether you realise it or not, you had to go through some sort of chaos here to put you back into alignment and get grounded again and snap into reality again. That was the purpose of this connection. I'm getting it now. I'm understanding it now, because I like how that feeling of, oh my God, what is going on, has subsided. You didn't quite know what was going on, or there was a lot of like uncertainty. And then all of a sudden it crashed and burned, and then it was like, oh, and you realised with the Knight of Cups reversed, I do feel this person may have been quite possessive or something like that, but you realise this person actually was not a knight in shining armour at all. This person was just not... Just not it, I feel, especially for you. And it was helping you. I feel like you were maybe stuck in a toxic cycle, or a cycle where you weren't learning a particular lesson, and I feel like a lot of this lesson was listening to your intuition and moving on or letting go. So I feel like you jumped into this connection, but even though it was quite catastrophic, what it did was help you shift and transmute with the Ten of Swords here, these wounds, so that you could step into a new phase in your life with the Fool here. Step into this bright energy. Step into this new energy. And finally put the past to bed. Kill the demons, literally. I know this sounds very... I feel like you guys are deep. Like, you guys have a lot of 8th house, because I'm getting deep with this. This feels like a very poetic film. Like, that's how I'm feeling. And that would only be happening if I was a fellow 8th houser. I feel like I'm seeing strong Scorpio 8th house here. I can feel it in my bones. But this brought you back to your light then. Because they're almost telling me to take this Hermit card and place it here, because then you realise to look within and listen to your intuition. So this was quite catastrophic in a way, but I feel like this was almost a sense of angelic assistance, and that's why you picked the angel light. The angel light connects us to the angelic realms. I feel like this was really put on your path to put you back on your path. Do you understand what I mean? There was something that there was a pathway you could have gone down, and this steered you in the right direction by seeing when not listening to your intuition can take you. And that in itself had you transmute that, heal these wounds, and step into the Fool. And look what comes after the Fool. The Empress. She's abundant. She's glowing. She listens to her intuition. She knows the universe has got her back. So abundance comes in. So this steered you in the right direction to go into a new phase where you embody the Empress and everything's a lot more grounded. That is the purpose of this connection. This connection, pile 2, I was like, oh, like a butterfly. Like, it was nice and slow and smooth, even though there was quite dark bits to it. But this connection itself feels like boom, 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 boom. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I never get into a reading. It's very rare I'll get into a reading and I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I had to grab my labradorite and my Jasper and my carnelian to ground myself within this energy until I got to this point. Because I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And I feel like you felt like that too. But you were learning to transmute this wound because it was putting you on a new path. Because had you kept going down a certain direction, I feel like there was blessings that could have been blocked. or you would have just kept going around in this circle. And I feel like you have strong ancestors, because somebody came through and was like, no. This was like divine intervention in a way. Even though it was quite whoa, it put you on the right track. It made you see where you might have been going wrong, and it plucked these wounds so that you could heal them. A lot of the time, the people that are sent to us are messengers and of what we can heal. And this was that. This was that for you. So pile 3, what was the purpose of this connection? Can we go, what was the purpose of pile 3's connection? Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. I don't feel like this person was for your higher good, but I feel like you know it. I feel like this person was quite destructive within themselves. And you learned that the hard way. Somebody, spirit guide, just said they learned that the hard way. But you just wanted love. You wanted to fill a void. You wanted a relationship. You wanted that. But you weren't looking within and listening to your intuition. So the universe was like, okay, well, we'll see if this will have you learn your lesson. And I feel like you did. You're very Saturn influenced as well. As much as I'm seeing 8th house, I feel like Saturn comes to whoop your ass sometimes. Because I feel like you're not used to living in the physical realm. I feel like you're very high star seeds and you like to live in the higher realms. And you're quite rebellious. Picking up some Aquarius energy there, quite rebellious. So when you see that there may be a lesson that is to be learned, sometimes you're like, oh no, like I you want to live in fantasy, or you want to do something else, because it's like you naturally have this rebellious streak and you don't even live in these grounded realms anyway. So it's like you try to run from it, and Saturn has to come in and be like, no, back to base, we're doing this again. And you've been through some hard experiences, some very daunting experiences that have helped you grow. Because I feel like sometimes you have a hard time being in the physical. You've had to do a lot of work, or you're having to do a lot of work on your root chakra. Yeah, imagination. You saw this person through rose-tinted glasses and you were learning to shatter that illusion. You just wanted to see the good in them. You definitely live in the higher realms, pile 3. You're not used to the physical realms, I'm hearing. You're an old soul, but I don't feel like you've had a lot of lives on Earth. You've had a lot of lives elsewhere. You haven't had a lot of lives on Earth. And we have blame. I feel like you both blamed each other in this connection as well. Yeah, I feel like you both blamed each other, but it's like, it says that I accept responsibility for my well-being. This taught you to do that. You know what I mean? This taught you to do that. To look at where you were going wrong and get real with yourself. This may be triggering for some of you. You may not even like me saying this, because like I said, you do seem very rebellious. But it's rebellious of like, I make up my own mind. And if I want to go for this connection, I will. But you're learning to take responsibility for your actions, I feel. You're not, I feel like you're such an old soul, but it's not an old soul from Earth. You haven't had many lifetimes on Earth. Pile 2, they were an old soul, but they've had a lot of lifetimes on Earth. You are an old soul, but you've had them elsewhere. This dense reality is just a bit, for you. Getting real and getting grounded and having to be quite mundane. It's not your forte, I feel. I feel like you don't like it very much. You could, this is a general reading, but that's what I'm picking up as the overall energy. And I feel like you didn't want to learn your lessons, so this was put there to be like, okay, well, now you're gonna hopefully learn the lesson now. And you did. I do feel like you did. But this came in to usher you into a fresh new start. To a start where you're more abundant and more open. Pile 3, what was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? We have community. A lot of you guys as well, you do get quite lonely because, like I said, I don't feel like you're from, I mean, you're a starseed, and I feel like you're very connected to the higher realms, so it's like you feel lonely, like you don't have your soul tribe with you. You always feel out of place. The way I'm feeling, but it's very much how I feel on a day-to-day basis, to be honest with you. The way I'm feeling from you guys is like, I explained this many times, like an alien that is fallen out of their ship and has to live on this new world, and everybody operates different to them, and they feel very lonely because they know they have a home elsewhere. That's how I feel every day. I feel like you feel like that. So I'm with you there. Like, I feel like you feel like that, and I feel like a lot of this was you just wanting somebody to connect with, somebody to feel alive with, because you'd felt quite mundane, but you're learning that energy is within, you know? and you're transmuting that. You know, you're never actually alone. Spirit's with you all the time. Yeah, we have male here. So I feel like you try to kind of like create a facade of home on somebody else, but you're learning that you make base and you make home wherever you go, because home is in your heart. And that's a lesson that you've been learning. Pile 3. Yeah, we have message. I feel like this person may still try and talk to you. And again, I'm also hearing with the message card, Spirit were trying to send you warning signs or signals, but you weren't listening to your intuition at the time, because this is a number 7, which is one of the most spiritual numbers. It's ruled by Neptune. You didn't want to listen at the time. Pile 3. And you have very strong spirit guides around you anyway. We have change, yeah. You didn't want to let go of this wound and surrender into finally like loving yourself. And Spirit were kind of calling you like, let go, and you didn't want to change. You didn't want to look deep within and transmute these wounds at the time, which is why this connection came in. And with family room reversed, it's like you just wanted someone to this came from a needing to belong. You know, you didn't want to surrender and look within and see where these wounds were coming from. It's almost like a sense of I didn't want to accept reality. This shifted a lot in your life. This put you on a very elevated timeline. You have concern here. And you have such a heart as well. You have such a light. Oh wow, I'm going to show you these 2 cards in a minute. They've really outstanding me, but I do want to say really quickly, you have such a big heart, and I feel like you worry because you just feel low because people don't see things the way that you do, because they're very ego based and you're very heart based. So I feel like in the past that led you to get in relationships with people that may not have been for your highest good, but because of the intensity, because it made you feel something, and now you're learning to release that and let that go. That's what I'm hearing. And it's funny, guys, because I do feel like you've gone through this situation a lot, especially because we have the Fool and the Empress. But not only did you grow through this situation, or you're growing through this situation, the 2 cards that fell out together was journey. So this was a journey back to self, and the card that clarified it was mature woman. You've matured through this connection. You've realized why things had to go the way that they did. You understand now, and you move on with your light intact. You've learned that love is within you. You know what I mean? This feeling of longing. You're longing for something that's already within you anyway, and already within your heart, and you're learning that. And you've learned that by releasing the wounds of the devil, releasing with the 10 of Swords, transmuting it and shifting. Because there was a lot of holding on to the past, and you've learned to let go of that and shift. You were on this journey to like maturing as a person. In the back of the deck, guys, we have 11. You guys are on a very deep soul mission, I'm feeling. And not only is that like 777, but we have like sudden wealth. And I just feel like with sudden wealth, I just feel like there's a lot of abundance in this next phase. And I feel like that's why Spirit was so adamant to have you pushing into this next phase, because there's a lot of abundance and beauty, because you've learned. In the back of the deck of the soul's journey, we have success. So there's a lot to come in for you as a result of transmuting this and realizing, you know, listening to your intuition and accepting where you are, and that life shifts and we all move on, and what's for you is meant to be for you. The Empress lays back waiting for the abundance to come in. Why? Because she knows that the universe will supply with what she needs, and she's already whole within herself. And that's what you're stepping into, and that's how you're receiving this abundance that's about to come in for you. But there was a lot of angelic assistance within this connection. It really opened your eyes and kind of shattered an illusion of some sort that you had, and made you kind of get real with yourself and with the people that were around you, and have that discernment. Very, very deep lesson that was learned here. And you're very, very deep souls. Very, very deep souls. You have a very strong purpose in this lifetime. So that is all I have for you, pile 3. I really hope that you enjoyed. I did not expect that to be so intense, to be honest with you. Like, I had to grab my damn crystals for that one. But either way, I have this song that kind of like represents the relationship in the comment section. That's what I meant. In the comment section underneath the timestamps for I'm losing my words now. I'm going back to that energy again. Let me just like grab my crystals. The link for the song is going to be underneath the timestamps in the description box. That is what I was trying to say. So I hope you guys have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening. I hope this brought you clarity. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal and before, welcome to your reading. So if you guys pick the beautiful selenite, then this is your reading. So we are going to be taking a look at a certain connection that you were asking about, and we are going to be looking at what the purpose of it was. What did you learn from it? Why did you and this person cross timelines, basically? So remember that this is a general reading, so just take what resonates. And I'm going to be tapping into this energy now, and seeing what the real reason that you guys linked up in the physical was for. So pile number 4, Spirit, please can you tap me into the higher selves of pile number 4? What was the reason of the connection that they have in mind? Pile number 4, what was the reason for the connection that they had in mind? Why did they meet? Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. What was the purpose of the connection that they have in mind? I'm not gonna lie, this feels a lot lighter than the other readings. 6 of Swords reversed. What was the purpose of this connection? Somebody's a water sign here, or somebody's person's a water sign, because I'm picking up some strong Pisces and Cancer. Maybe Scorpio, but more so Pisces or Cancer I'm picking up. Somebody's got some strong 12th house, 4th house maybe. Cancer and Pisces more so. I can feel it. Like, I know that energy from anywhere. Only because my best friend's got a lot of Cancer in a chart. And whenever I feel that energy, I just feel like I'm underwater. So whoever energy I'm picking up on, I really like your energy, by the way. And somebody's, I know this is, I'm rambling on, but somebody smells like Ariana Grande Cloud. Or if it's not Ariana Grande Cloud, it's like a very light, fluffy perfume. It smells what I feel like water would smell like if it had a smell. I don't know why I'm going off on it, guys. Maybe somebody misses your smell, but I'm picking up on somebody's energy. It's very light like that, and I keep being, I'm smelling what smells like Ariana Grande Cloud. That girl makes her way into every reading I do, Ariana. Every single time. Pile 4. What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection? I feel like whoever you're asking about is a soulmate. Oh my god. I just said whoever you're asking about is a soulmate, and then as I said that, the 6 of Cups literally just flew out of my hand as if like boom. Like, yeah, this basic clarification from what I was getting. This is a soulmate, because this feels like actual soul love. This doesn't feel like, you know, these deep wounds. Like, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel too, some of the other ones were very intense, and this doesn't feel this way. This feels very homey. I knew that there was something like this. I could feel it. Pile 4. 3 of Wands. Pile 4. What was the purpose of this connection? Why did they meet? We have the 5 of Cups. We have a lot of cups here as well. There's definite water energy. Ace of Pentacles. What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose of this connection, pile 4? We have the Moon. Yeah, definite Cancer energy and being represented. What was the purpose of this connection? What was the purpose? Why did they meet? What was the purpose? Okay, we have Strength. And the back of the deck, we have the 2 of Wands. Somebody had to travel away, someone. Take it as it resonates. This is just 1 or 2 people. Somebody had to travel away, or somebody had to move away. There's some sort of distance here. It could just be like not energetic distance, but like you two aren't speaking right now. It could just be that. But there's also an energy of somebody being somewhere far away. Like, that's how I feel. But there's a real resonance with you and your person of missing each other. There is love here, like pure love. I know that feeling when I feel it. This is like love. This isn't like you know, shadow energies lingering together. This isn't toxic. This isn't roommates. This isn't anything like that. This is love. This is a homey energy and two people that genuinely love each other. That's coming through here. I feel like somebody's dreaming of somebody. I just saw somebody laying in bed dreaming. Somebody's dreaming. Oh. Okay, so basically, I've been doing a song, and you'll see in the description box under the timestamps what song is for you. And every song that I've done, it's described the relationship and what's going on. And some of them have been quite, you know, catastrophic songs, not gonna lie. And I was waiting for a pile that just was just like this. And the song that's playing, because Ariana Grande makes her way into every video, of course, is Thinking About You by Ariana Grande. I just saw somebody laying in bed and all I heard was Ariana Grande, I'm just thinking about you, like that song. And I'm not going to sing because I'm not that good at singing. But I just heard that. And it's just, I don't know, I just want to give you a hug. Like, I don't know. That song will be linked in the description box underneath the timestamps. But there's a lot, there's yearning here. Somebody's missing somebody. There's a lot of emotion here because I'm being shown two people underneath the water. Somebody's really missing somebody. With the Six of Swords, somebody wants to start again. Somebody wants... what is going on here? This is a soulmate connection. What you're learning from this connection is to trust yourself and the divine, that all will end up the way that it's supposed to. There is deep love here. This isn't like wounds being triggered in the sense of like intensity like that. This is pure soul love. There is a waiting, there is a missing, there is a longing here. And there's disappointment because what you want, you can't necessarily have. And there's a lot of emotion. But what both of you are learning at this time is to stand on your own 2 feet. To ground yourself where you're at right now and keep building. Because even if we're separate physically, we're still connected energetically. And your higher selves are very much stood next to each other as I do this reading, very much in unison, very much together. This is why you may have dreams of this person. This is why you feel linked to this person, but this doesn't feel unhealthy. This doesn't feel like codependence. This doesn't feel like you're not getting on with your life because you're waiting for somebody to return. There is this longing on both ends for this connection to come together, to come to fruition, to happen the way that you want. But you are learning to trust the universe and ground yourself, because the universe will make it happen when it is time. If there is a long distance, if there is a sense of being apart right now, know that that is happening for both of your soul's growth, and you are learning to trust that and move forward. Learn what you're supposed to be learning right now, because if this connection is supposed to be, which to be honest with you, it does feel like that, and I wouldn't give false hope, I'm not that type of reader. When this person is ready to come in, when this connection is ready to come in properly, it will. But this is a very divine connection, because whenever I see the infinity symbol, I always think of a divine connection, because the infinity symbol is the infinite. You know what I mean? This is a very, very high celestial connection, but you are going through a process of learning something right now and being open to receiving what the universe has in store for you right now. And I do feel like this is going to turn... I see this is going to maybe be marriage, to be honest with you. That's what I'm hearing. This is a very sweet love. Like, I'm not... You know, I wouldn't be saying this otherwise. If this doesn't sound like a connection, maybe it's not. You know, maybe pick another pile. But what I'm seeing is two people that very much love and adore each other, and they can't necessarily be with each other right now, or maybe there's blockages right now, or maybe they're working through how to make it real right now, whatever is going on, because there's a feeling of I've got to tend to something right now. So I don't know what that is, whether it's them, whether it's you, whether it's both of you, but there is this longing and there's this adore for each other. Like, somebody likes the way you smell, powerful. Like, I keep being shown that smell is very sweet, It smells like Ariana Grande Cloud. It's the only way I can smell it. It's got a bit of jasmine, you know, it smells a bit like that. It's just a very florally, but not florally at the same time. I can't, like I said, it smells like if water had a scent. Like, that's so weird to say. But there's such a grace to this connection. This person isn't, there's no codependency here. I feel like you're very high vibrational souls that are very connected and in tune with yourselves. This is, oh wow, okay, yeah, peace. I'm a being of love, and I'm glad I ended this reading with you guys, because this is the energy I want to be leaving the reading on. You guys are making me feel nice and calm. I had to grab my crystals for the reading before you guys, because it was just like a lot and I had to ground myself. I don't need them. I put them there in case I needed them. I don't need them because your energy itself is kind of grounding me, to be honest with you. You're learning to just be at peace with where you're at and where the universe is taking you, and that in itself is a surrender in itself. That is taking away these attachments so that you can be together. Pile 4, yeah, courage. Somebody may need to take a leap. I don't know whether it's your person or you. Somebody may need to take a leap. For some reason, I feel like this connection is still ongoing, and if you're not in contact, you will be in contact again. This isn't over. Like, this is not over. You haven't even learned the lessons yet, because you're continuously learning from each other. But right now, you're learning to have trust in this connection and where the universe is taking you. If this person isn't supposed to be in my life right now, okay, universe, I trust that you'll take me where I need to be. But I do feel like you end up with each other. You're learning trust. You're learning trust. Pile 4. What is the purpose of this connection? What is the purpose of this connection? Yeah, judgment. I love how these are very blue and purpley as well. Very connected to the higher chakras. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah. I feel like somebody in this connection may have to make a very big decision, maybe to move somewhere, or there's a leap that's going to be taken, but they're telling me not to push into it too much, because this is something two people have to come to on their own. They don't want me to push on it much. This is still ongoing. The other 3 connections were kind of expired in a way. This is ongoing. This is ongoing. This is still happening. Spirit are really working with you in this connection too. There's a lot that's going on here to bring you two together, or to bring you two to your peace. Pile 4. You're still learning the lessons here. Pile 4. What is the purpose of this connection? What? I feel like I don't need to say what was the purpose of the connection. Like, I feel like it's ongoing. That's what I'm feeling. Pile 4, what was the purpose? What was the purpose? We have imprisonment. Yeah, I feel like there's an energy of like Romeo and Juliet, where like you can't be together but you want to be together. Like, it's like that. Like, I just feel like I want to be with you but I'm trapped. And that's why Spirit's like to tell you to like ascend those limitations. Like, you're not trapped, you're focusing in a particular energy right now, but ground yourself and be open, because this will shift. You know, you may have a particular idea of how this connection can come about, and maybe it'll come about in a different way. You know, there's such an openness that needs to be had in this, and that's what you're learning, to trust that everything will work out the way it's supposed to. Yeah, expectation. You want it to go a certain way, and then when it's not, there's like an upset. But it's like Spirit saying, open your minds, be open. Be open. See what the universe can surprise you with, somebody just said. Pile 4, what is the purpose of this connection? I feel so calm. Thank you, Pile 4. Despair. Yeah, you really want to be together. I feel like you really miss this person. This person misses you. They keep playing me that song, Thinking About You. I keep hearing it. You're very gentle souls too. Very gentle souls, the two of you. Like, I just want to give you both a hug. Yeah, pathway. There's a pathway opening up, but you can't see it because you're upset that this connection isn't coming to fruition, or maybe you're not in contact. Maybe there was an upset. Maybe you had to let go for the moment. So there's despair, but without realizing it, there is a pathway that is happening. There's something you two had to learn on your own first, or work through on your own first. Mature woman. Yeah, I feel like you're growing. You don't realize it, but you're going on some sort of spiritual growing too. So is your person. So is your person. Pile 3. Pile 3. Oh goodness. There's something that Spirit wants you both to work on yourselves first, but it doesn't feel like anything in there. It feels like establishing some sort of career. Maybe there's a career you're working on, maybe fitness or something like that. Something in the grounded sense, something in the material world. There's something that both of you are learning to work on right now. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to focus on right now. But I feel like there's a sense of, if I take my eye off the ball, I'm going to lose this chance. And it's, the universe doesn't work that way. You're not going to lose that chance. That's always, you know, if there's a divine counterpart to be had, they will come in. Yeah, wealthy man. This person may be working on, your person may be working on building a business right now, or you might be. There's an energy of growing. One of you growing in regards to building a business. One of you growing into just like being confident with the universe and where you're at, and being open to what comes. Yeah, again, we have mature woman and mature man. You guys, I'm gonna say it like because I'm seeing it, you guys may be twin flames. You may be you know, just deep soulmates. Either way, I feel like you're gonna grow old together. Like, there's just this energy of you growing old together. This is a very divine connection, and it has to be just right, and the universe is making sure that it all falls into place. And I feel like one day you'll both be, you know, literally at this age looking back like, oh my god, do you remember when we thought this? Oh my god, look how it all worked out. There's this energy of like relief that comes in. Again, main male. Your person may be the divine masculine in this situation. We have occupation at the back of the deck, so there's something to do with work that Spirit's calling you both to focus on right now. And it could be spiritual work, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, it's a very spiritual number connected to Neptune. Yeah, so that's what I'm feeling. I feel like there's something that you're being called to focus on within you right now, but Spirit also wants you to stay open, because I do feel like this is your connection. This isn't not your connection. This is your person. And I see you growing old together. I see that. But there's an energy of trusting and opening up to the universe and allowing that to come in. That's what you're learning to do. So, I hope this brought clarity to your situation. I really hope you enjoyed that, pile 4. I will have the link for the song in the description box underneath the timestamps. Thank you for letting me tap into your lovely energy. Thank you for being here on my channel and supporting me. I'm sending you lots of love, and I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you hopefully in my next reading. So thank you guys for watching.